adolescent health, and HPV vaccination. Joining us, let's welcome Dr. Anthony Calibo, Technical Advisor for HPV vaccination at JIPEGO Philippines. Where's it JIPEGO? JIPEGO, no? Sorry about that. JIPEGO. Dr. Vanessa Torres Dixon, President of the Philippine Society of Adolescent Medicine, or PSAMS. Dr. Crisel Cleo Fowler, MSc Senior Program Researcher, the Health Promotion Program, University of the Philippines National Institute of Health. Ms. Carmen Auste, Vice President of Cancer Coalition of the Philippines. And Dr. Ricardo Manalastas from the Philippine Infectious Diseases Society for Obstetrics and Gynecology. Again, this second panel discussion is about conducting the next generation adolescent health and HPV vaccination. All right, I'm going to start with Dr. Torres Dixon from an adolescent health standpoint. How should cervical cancer prevention be framed for young people and their families? Go ahead, Dr. Torres Dixon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pinky. So, as an adolescent health advocate, primarily we have to frame it in a way that it's part of routine care for our adolescents, just like what our children, newborns and children receive as part of the routine immunizations. HPV vaccine should also be seen in that light. So at 9 to 14 years old, we can vaccinate them as early as those ages because giving them early would mount a better immune response, a stronger immune response as compared to giving it later on. And it's also more cost effective because it will require only 2 vaccinations. And as mentioned, it's both for girls and boys. Aside from framing it in a way that it prevents sexually transmitted infections or genital warts, primarily it's a cancer prevention vaccine. And we want prevention more than just cure because prevention would lead us to less expenses as compared to having the actual cancer that would yield that will have us to have more costs, economic burden for the family and for the person.
Thank you.